and how to understand Aleks and what you should be looking for when I put certain objectives for Aleks on my e-board or assigned for my homework. So the first thing we have to do is just go to Aleks. It's Aleks with a KS at the end.com. Students have their login and password. If you need that information, please email me and I'll give that to you as soon as possible. This is just a sample student account that I'm using right now. When you first open up, there should be a pie. Within that pie, I'll let you know exactly what each section means. So the entire pie is 466 topics long. Over here it tells you what the students have mastered so far within this course. So this is for the entire course. The dark color of each section is what students have already mastered. The light color is what they still need to accomplish. This is what they still need to master. Each section of the pie is a different section of algebra. So if you see, there's arithmetic readiness, there's real numbers, there's linear equations, etc. There's also white dotted lines. What these white dotted lines means, what they stand for, is the current objectives. So right now, our current objective is Chapter 2. If you look at the bottom down here, the dotted line represents your current intermediate objective, Chapter 2. I'm hoping to be done within this date. If I'm not done, then I will be changing the due date of Chapter 2. But right now, theoretically, it is due in 10 days. And within those 10 days, I need to master 69 topics to completely master Chapter 2. So these white dotted lines just tell me how much more I need to master in order to reach that threshold. Okay. Now, quickly, I'm going to go to reports. Reports is going to show you what percentage of the current intermediate objective that they have accomplished. For my first homework assignment, I am requiring all students to complete 25% of their current intermediate objective. So scrolling all the way down from reports, you will see 2 bars. What I am looking for is this bar right here, current intermediate objective. I want this bar to be at 25%. Okay. All students should reach that threshold within before Monday they have a Chapter 2 test. Theoretically, it should be at 50%, but there are varying levels within the classroom. Some students probably started off at 4%. Some students probably started off at like 60-70% already on Chapter 2 objectives. Therefore, I just try to pick something in the middle, and I settled at 25. So, for most students, this objective can be reached by filling out certain sections of your pie, certain topics, fulfilling certain topics, and I'll show you that in a second. But this is, like I said, my sample student account. I started off by just skipping a numerous amount of questions in the pre-diagnostic test, and this blue bar tells me what I've accomplished from the pre-diagnostic test. I've went up to 9% within the entire course, and then just by completing topics, I've gained an additional 6%, and that's just looking at this bar over here. My current intermediate objective, I believe I started at around 5%, and I mastered 31 topics since then, and that's what gave me up to 26%. And like I said, it's going to vary within students. Some students will have to master less topics to get to the 25%. Some students are going to have to probably do more. So let's just look at the pie again. Looking at the pie, there are certain topics that need to be mastered for Chapter 2. Chapter 2, I will list all of the topics that need to be mastered for Chapter 2, so if you wanted to reach that 25%, those are the topics you're going to have to master. It's going to be on my e-board. But for the most part, all of the topics are under linear equations and radicals. Chapter 2 was a lot of square roots and solving equations in general. So right here in my sample student account, I do have some topics available under linear equations, and once I complete and master those topics, they will be added onto my percentage at the very bottom, my current intermediate percentage. But if there are no topics available for linear equations, that just means I need to accomplish a couple of prerequisite topics before they become available. So looking under real numbers, I would, if I theoretically completed some of these topics, more topics from this other slice will appear. Okay? If you do decide to complete some other sections of your pie, if it's not within the Chapter 2 intermediate objective, it will not count towards that percentage. Okay? All right. One last thing I wanted to show you. There is a second requirement for the homework assignment. Not only do you have to complete 25%, you also have to complete or master 10 topics, rather. So you go all the way to the top of your report, click on time and topic, and I'll just show you this now because there are going to be you're going to have to be within date ranges in order to see how many topics you've accomplished. I assigned this homework on Thursday, but let me just pretend like I assigned it on Wednesday. And the due date is this upcoming Sunday. So I changed the date range so my data can reflect that. Click on compute, and it'll tell me how much I've accomplished, how much time I spent on Aleks, and how much I've accomplished within that date range. So over here it says 19 topics attempted within that date range and 18 topics mastered within that date range. Okay. I think that's pretty much it. To get out of the report screen, you just have to scroll all the way down and click on Done, or click on Done anywhere in the report screen, and it gets you back to your pie. So like I said, 25% of Chapter 2 topics need to be mastered before Sunday. And I did assign this on Thursday, and I told students you should be spending some time with it all throughout the weekend to meet your objective, depending on where you're at in your Aleks. Okay. If you have any question, please email me at my email, which is on the district website. Thank you.